الحمد لله رب العالمين. الحمد لله حمدا كثيرا طيبا مباركا فيه كما يحب ربنا ويرضى. يا ربي لك الحمد كما ينبغي لجلال وجهك عظيم سلطانك، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله وصفيه من خلقه وخليله، بلغ الرسالة وأدى الأمانة ونصح الأمة وكشف الله به الغمة وجاهد في سبيل ربه حتى أتاه اليقين. فاللهم اجزه عنا وعن والدينا وعن الإسلام والمسلمين خير ما جازيت به نبيا عن قومه ورسولا عن أمته. اللهم احينا على سنته وتوفنا على ملته وأوردنا حوضه واسقنا من يده الشريفة شربة هنيئة لا نظمأ بعدها أبدا. ثم أما بعد. When we spend good time studying Al-Quran Al-Kareem, Quran will definitely give us something back. Quran is full of wisdom and light and guidance. And sometimes we don't pay attention. We just read for the sake of reading. Sometimes we read for the sake of doing Khatm al-Quran and then make dua. But for those who read al-Quran with the intention of finding guidance and finding answers to their pressing questions, they will find it in Al-Quran Al-Kareem. And as I mentioned to you before, every Khatm al-Quran, every time we recite al-Quran from the first to the last page, subhanallah, sometimes some ayat actually capture your attention, make you think. And this is a higher level of tadabbur. So there is tafsir. You can just fill the second row here, please, so we just get closer. It's always the sunnah to get closer, alhamdulillah. All right. Tafsir is to know the meaning, but tadabbur is to find a meaning that you cannot find in any book, that is very much relevant to your own personal life. You feel that this is talking to me. And this sometimes happens. The kind of tafsir or a meaning that is related to your own life. And sometimes, as I said also before that, sometimes when Al-Quran repeats some concepts, this means that we really need to do extra thinking about it. Because Al-Quran does not repeat something unless it is important. And one of these things that I really found interesting is one of the attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that He mentioned 4 times that yudabbir al-amr. He is the one who yudabbir al-amr. In Surah Yunus, this was mentioned twice, and once in the beginning of Surah Ar-Ra'd, and once in the beginning of Surah As-Sajdah. 4 times. Yudabbir al-amr. In Surah Yunus, إن ربكم الله الذي خلق السماوات والأرض في 6 أيام ثم استوى على العرش يدبر الأمر. It is Allah is your Lord who created the heavens and the earth in 6 days and then established Himself above the throne, arranging the matter of His creation. Arranging all matters. So He created the heaven and the earth in 6 days, and then He established Himself on the throne, doing what? يدبر الأمر. He is in control. Since He created the heaven and earth, He is arranging all matters. Not only the big ones, but the big and the small ones. He is the one who arranged everything in this universe. And yudabbir, as scholars of Arabic language and Arabic grammar, they say that when the expression comes in the present tense, this means it's happening perpetually. Yudabbir. No, yudabbir. Yudabbir al-amr subhanahu wa ta'ala. قل من يرزقكم من السماوات والأرض أمن يملك السمع والأبصار ومن يخرج الحي من الميت ويخرج الميت من الحي ومن يدبر الأمر. Ask them, who provides for you from the heaven and the earth, and who controls hearing and sight, and who brings the living out of the dead and brings the dead out of the living, and who arranges every matter. God, for Aristotle, for example, is someone who created the universe. There must be God, he argued, the unmoved mover. But to him, that he created laws that make this universe run on its own. He created the universe and the laws, physical and chemical and biological laws, that just things happen based on these laws. But God is so great to think about something that less than himself. He's so great, so he does not really think about trivial, small things. Well, the Quran gives us a totally different idea. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes arrangement for everything. Everything is well measured. And everything, وَخَلَقَ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ فَقَدَّرَهُ تَقْدِيرًا. He created all things. And he subhanahu wa ta'ala measured them and determined it with precise determination. Small or big. That's why the arifun, those who know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, people with high spiritual experience, they don't react to things as many people react. That's why they said there's a difference between Sharia and Tariqah and Haqiqah. Sharia is applying the law as it is. Someone slapped you in the face, slap him back in the face, that's Sharia, right? But the Tariqah, those who are on their way to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when someone wronged you or oppressed you, that you raise your hand to Allah, Ya Allah, he wronged me. I expect you to serve justice. That's a little higher. And the highest one is that someone slaps him on his face and he knows it's from Allah. Allah let him do this to me for a reason I don't understand. I've been slapped, I've been wronged, I've been oppressed. But Allah is in control. Allah, this is bala for me. And this is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who did this. So they see Allah in everything, in every small and big thing. They see Allah's tadbir, yudabbir al-amr. The tadbir is Allah's. This is not to say that one should be passive and should not protect himself. No, you have the right to protect yourself and to remove injustice from yourself. But eventually there's sometimes there's nothing you can do. And then they know it's from Allah. Illness, poverty, loss of lives, loss of dear ones and loved ones. And you see Allah's tadbir. Everything is well calculated. Nothing just happened on its own. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is yudabbirul amr. Right? And in Surah Ar-Ra'd, he says subhanahu wa ta'ala, he arranged each matter. He details the signs that you may of the meeting with your Lord be certain. Yudabbirul amra yufassirul ayat. Yudabbirul amr. And we can see this tadbir amazingly when it comes to rizq. What's determined for us and for animals even. How do they arrange for their living and how they find food and protect themselves and escape danger and so on. Everything is well determined. Everything is fine-tuned for things to happen the way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allows it to happen. In Surah As-Sajda, Alif Lam Mim As-Sajda, يُدَبِّرُ الْأَمْرَ مِنَ السَّمَاءِ إِلَى الْأَرْضِ. He arranged each matter from the heaven to the earth. The command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala comes down. Allah's plan. And it's believed, it's Laylatul Qadr, that every year in Laylatul Qadr, the angels receive the commands of Allah for everything will happen between this Laylatul Qadr and next Laylatul Qadr. Life and death and illness and healing and income and loss and profits and all these small and big things. Everything is written. So the angels receive these commands and they apply them, execute them. So everything is well taken care of. Allah is the one who yudabbir al-amr, subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yes, our dua makes a difference. Our dua makes a difference, but our dua can change what has been initially determined, and this is something Allah told us about. يَمْحُ اللَّهُ مَا يَشَاءُ وَيُثْبِتُ. Right? It is written that if you do this, the ramification of this will be that. Or if you do that, then the ramification will be different. Our dua actually helped, as Rasulullah said, that can change. Nothing changed the qadr except the dua. Sincere dua. I was reading the story of Sufyan al-Thawri radiallahu anhu. Perhaps we get a chance, we can talk more about scholars and what happened to them. Sufyan al-Thawri, who died in 161 Hijri, he's a tabi' al-tabi'in. There's Sahaba, then tabi'in, and the third generation called tabi' al-tabi'in, right? So he's one of them. He was the scholar of his time. In hadith, in fiqh, everything, in zuhd, in wara', in taqwa. He was, as Imam al-Dhahabi called him, he was Shaykh al-Islam. In his time, he was like after Abu Hanifa. Abu Hanifa died 150. He died 161. So after the death of Abu Hanifa, he was, they call him Amir al-Mu'mineen in hadith. He is the man for hadith, all hadith are there. Fiqh and zuhd and wara', taqwa and fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So when Abu Ja'far al-Mansur came, the butcher, actually Safah, his name, he's like, does not negotiate, he just kills. Anyways, so after the death of Abu Hanifa in his prison, he invited, he said, who is the most knowledgeable person? He said, Sufyan al-Thawri is the man. Invited him over, said, I want you to be the supreme judge. And like Abu Hanifa, he refused politely, and he threatened him, if either you accept the position or we'll kill you. Of course, they want to hire him because if he works for this new caliph, this will give him a lot of legitimacy, and they know he's so much respected by people. Anyways, so he said, okay, I'll think about this. He went home, and the same night, he escaped Baghdad. He originally from Al-Kufa. Then next morning, they expected him to come. He did not show up. Abu Ja'far al-Mansur got so mad, and he sent his police to find him, to bring him live or dead. He went all the way down, and he hid himself in a place, and he was working as in a garden, as a servant or assistant in a garden. And nobody knows him in this city. He is the most famous scholar of his time. Well, he went there and he was working. And this is like a palm tree, a date palm tree farm. And one day his master or the employer asked him, where are you from? He said, from Iraq. So do you think the date of Iraq is better or the date that we plant here is better? He said, I never tasted your date. I don't know. He said, you have been working for us for so long. How come that even animals actually eat from the day that fall on the tree? He said, no, wallahi, I did not taste it. I don't know. He said, why is that? He said, because that's haram to eat something from your garden without your permission. That's the level of taqwa he had. He said, oh, you are pretending you're like Sufyan al-Thawri. Who are you? And he remained silent. And then he had to go to Yemen to hide there from the Khalifa. Khalifa wants him. And he told everybody, bring him to me. And there's a prize for those who bring him. That's how much he was wanted. And when he went to Yemen, he was working for people, and they accused him of stealing something. And they took him to the governor there, and he said, did you steal from this? I said, wallahi, I did not. He said, why they're accusing? He said, I didn't know, ask them. I did not steal anything. He said, what's your name? He said, Abdullah. He said, oh, you know, Abdullah, everybody's Abdullah. Tell me your name. He said, Sufyan. Sufyan, the son of who? He says, Sufyan ibn Abdullah. He said, I ask you by Allah to tell me your full name. And he said, I'm Sufyan ibn Abdullah al-Thawri. You are Sufyan al-Thawri? He said, yes. The one the Khalifa wants to, he said, yes, I am him. And the man cried. And he said, Wallah, you stay with us here for as long as you want. He was hiding there. One of the best imam. By the way, he was like, has a madhab, like Abu Hanifa, like Hanafi madhab, like Thawri madhab. He was there, but it faded away because the student did not actually write his knowledge. But he was with that caliber. And interestingly, all these imams have been abused by the political leadership. All of them, Abu Hanifa, Shafi'i, Malik, al-Bukhari, all of them. That's a different topic. We can talk about it later on. So he decided to go from Yemen to Mecca, stay in Mecca. Because there all the ulama and the student of knowledge come. So he went to Mecca. And of course, people heard about him, they knew that he's there, and people came to learn from his knowledge, and Abu Ja'far Mansur knew that Sufyan is in Mecca. And he sent his order. Find him and don't kill him. I want to kill him myself. Capture him, but don't kill him. I want to do it myself because I'm so frustrated. And then Sufyan heard the news that Abu Ja'far is on his way to make Hajj. He's coming to Mecca. He's coming closer. And he left the students of knowledge, came to learn from him, and he went to Al-Kaaba, and he held the curtains of Al-Kaaba. And he prayed, Ya Allah, I swear by your majesty that you don't allow him to enter Mecca. And he kept repeating this, begging Allah not to allow Abu Ja'far Mansur to enter Mecca. And now there's a masjid at the borders of Mecca. It's called Abu Ja'far Mansur, where he died. He died like maybe a mile or two away from Mecca. He died there all of a sudden. That's the power of dua, especially we are in a desperate need to Allah's help. So Allah is yudabbir al-amr. He is taking care of everything. Nothing is left unorganized. Nothing is left for a chance. Everything happened for a reason. Allah is yudabbir al-amr. Yudabbir al-amr of these galaxies, and yudabbir al-amr of your rizq, of your comfort, of your pain, of your hopes and your fear. Allah is in charge and He takes care of everything. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept our du'as, to accept all of our good deeds. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر لي ولكم فاستغفروه. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الخلق والمرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم وبارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. عباد الله اتقوا الله وأطيعوه. إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. اذكروا الله العظيم يذكركم واشكروه على نعمه يزدكم ولذكر الله أكبر والله يعلم ما تصنعون. اللهم إنا نسألك الهدى والتقى والعفاف والغنى. اللهم إنا نسألك رزقا طيبا وعملا متقبلا. اللهم أصلح لنا ديننا الذي هو عصمة أمرنا، وأصلح لنا دنيانا التي فيها معاشنا، وأصلح لنا آخرتنا التي إليها معادنا. اللهم اجعل الحياة زيادة لنا في كل خير، واجعل الموت راحة لنا من كل شر. يا حي يا قيوم برحمتك نستغيث. أصلح لنا يا رب شأننا كله ولا تكلنا إلى أنفسنا طرفة عين ولا إلى أحد من الناس يا رب العالمين. اللهم اشفنا واشف مرضانا ومرضى المسلمين، وارحم موتانا وموتى المسلمين، وانصر الإسلام وعز المسلمين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. وصلى اللهم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. أقم الصلاة.